Good morning, everybody. My name is Chris Barron, and I welcome you to the Celebration of Life service for Lily Abel. We come today as people whose lives have been changed by the death of one whom we deeply love. This change has brought about, for each of us, different emotions: shock, grief, pain, sadness, anger, loneliness, fear, and doubt. In the midst of these emotions, we come together to honor Lily, a person we love so dearly. Tears have a place here because our lives are poor for her loss. But we must also hold on to the truth that because of Lily, we have much to celebrate and remember with gratitude. Our lives were touched by her love and her friendship and her kindness. So this morning, even as we gather with our pain and our questions, we want to pause and to give thanks for her life, to remember and to celebrate all we loved about Lily, even though we struggle with the reality of her passing. We think of this truth as we think of Lily. A butterfly lights beside us like a sunbeam, and for a brief moment, her glory and her beauty belong to our world. But then she flies on again, and though we wish she could have stayed, we feel so blessed to have been able to see her. We gather here today to give thanks for the life of Lily, who shared her life with us. It is in her memory that we meet today, and for her life that we're thankful. This time, Alex is going to do a reading from Psalm 23.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. You are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all of my days, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Thanks, Alex. You know, Adam's going to do a reading from Ecclesiastes 3, verses 1 to 8.
There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace.
amber flame, not lost but changed, a gentle flight, a whispered call, a hallowed name. Each branch that yields its autumn hue is not a sign of end, but art. A way the earth reminds us all that letting go can warm a heart. For though the colors fade and fall, they rest beneath the frost and rain, to rise once more when springtime calls, in blooms of joy, in life again. So let the trees with burning light stand sentinel beneath the sky, a tribute to a soul set free, a love that time cannot deny. Lily was a delight and a privilege for me to get to know her. She was a delight from the moment that I met her. She was friendly, and what I loved about her was her matter of fact, what you see is what you get, free to be herself personality. She let you know if she was unhappy about something, and was also quite open with compliments and free to express her joy as well. She participated in anything that had to do with music or any musical entertainment that we had. And she knew every word to every song, even obscure songs that the pianist would play and nobody else was singing in the room except for Lily. She said hi to everyone and enjoyed being social with the other residents, so much so that she was also social during some of our quieter programs. Even during our church services, and there was a few times where I actually had to stop and try to go over quietly and politely say, Lily, please, you gotta keep it down. And the funny thing about that is I was trying to be quiet about saying it to her, but I had to speak up louder so she could hear me. She never got upset though, and she of course was always welcome to return to anything that we were doing. Lily was, as you know, also a very good-natured person. I told Mary the story about her grandma, and some of the residents that I got to know well over the years, I would give a nickname, with their permission, of course. And so Lily was known to me as Diamond Lil. When I first started calling her that, every time I would say Diamond Lil, she'd say, Diamond. I wish I had a lot of diamonds. And so we would have that same exchange each time. And then finally I asked her, do you really mind if I call you this? And she said that it was okay. She liked it, actually. But then she said, maybe if you call me that enough times, you'll give me, or I'll receive a bunch of diamonds. So I wasn't really sure if she was talking about me or anybody else in her family, but I didn't certainly ask her what she meant by that. So Diamond Lil, thank you for sharing you with us. We are missing you at the home. I miss our conversations and your friendly hi every time I pass by. And know that you will always be thought of as our diamonds. And we're thankful that you're shining now, brighter than any diamond ever could.
I was fortunate enough to be incredibly close with my grandma. She had amazing energy about her, and she was a real spark plug. And whenever she walked into a room, it lit up. Her kindness and sense of humor were magnetic. People just naturally gravitated towards her because of the warmth she radiated. She was not only funny and kind, but also wise. She always seemed to know exactly what to say, and the advice she gave me is something I will carry with me for the rest of my life. The last conversation I had with her was the morning before she passed. She looked at me and said, "Ask me." I said, "Ask you what?" She smiled and said, "Ask me for the rest of the advice I can give you." So I did, and as she began to speak, I hugged her and started to cry. She hugged me back and said, "There's no reason to cry. I told her I loved her, and she said I loved you too. Even in her final moments, what mattered most was her love and caring for others, sharing what she knew and making sure those around her felt loved and heard. That's the kind of person she was, and that's the kind of love I hope to carry in her honor.
Poetry reading entitled, Her Journey's Just Begun. Don't think of her as gone away. Her journey's just begun. Life holds so many facets. This earth is only one. Just think of her as resting from the sorrows and the tears, in a place of warmth and comfort, where there are no days or years. Think how she must be wishing that we could know today, how nothing but our sadness can ever really pass away. Think of her as living in the hearts of those she touched, for nothing loved is ever lost, and she was loved so much. Pray with me. Grieve for me, for I would grieve for you. Then brush away the sorrow and the tears. Life is not over, but begins anew. With courage you must greet the coming years. To live forever in the past is wrong. It can only cause you misery and pain. Dwell not on memories overlong. With others you must share and care again. Reach out and comfort those who comfort you. Recall the years, but only for a while. Nurse not your loneliness, but live again. Forget not, remember, with a smile. I'd like to remind you that following the service, everybody's invited to a reception in the reception center located on the southeast corner of the parking lot, immediately following the service. And so may the sun bring you new energy every day, bringing light into the darkness of your soul. May the moon softly restore you by night, bathing you in the glow of restful sleep and peaceful dreams. May the rain wash away your worries and cleanse the hurt that sits in your heart. And may the breeze blow new strength into your being. And may you believe in the courage of yourself. May you walk gently through the world, keeping your loved one, Lily, with you always, knowing that you are never parted in the beating of your heart.